Sound check. Sarah, do you hear me? Oh, it. Alrighty, good evening. The Oilers are looking to bounce back from an ugly game this morning against loud and excited Sharks. Starting off up front, we've got Brady, Garrett, and Deegan. Things change up a little bit. And then Cooper and Jax on defense. That puck slips back to Jax. Jax looking for Deegan. Slips past Deegan, but Brady's there. Brady working it up. Up to Garrett. Garrett sends it back to Cooper. Cooper's shot finds the goalie. All right, let's see what other changes we've got. All right, we got Luka, Jace, and Stanton. Luka's on the draw. Finn and Caius back on D. Luka sends it back to Caius. Caius, a nice pass over to Finn. Finn shot off the crossbar. Following shot knocked back by the goalie. Over to Stanton, back over to Luka, back to Finn. Finn back up to Luka. Luka's shot. Goalie makes another save. That brings out Brady, Brendan, and Owen. On that offsides, we've got Luca, Stanton, and Jace coming out with Caius and Finn. Luca on the draw. Sends it over to Stanton. Stanton trying to send it up the boards. Sharks are going to bring it into the zone. What a save from Grayson. All right, 9:22 here in the first, 1-0. Luca, I think. Luca bringing it in, drops it off to Stanton. Caius sending it up there, bounces out, and it's offsides. Brady, Owen, and Brendan. Caius and Finn back on defense. Brady pushing that over to Brendan. Brendan couldn't get a stick on it, but he knocks that one loose. Owen sends it over to Brady. Brady up to Brendan, and Brendan buries it at 8:42 to make it 2-0. Blake and Cooper out on defense now. Puck gets knocked back to Cooper. Cooper is gonna, they say it was tipped, no icing. Tries to keep it in now. Goal comes at 8:17 for the Sharks. Deegan, Garrett, and Luca out front. Caius and Jax back on defense now. Jax up to Deegan. Deegan trying to slip it over to Luca. Sharks still turn it back. Jax with a nice little poke. Luca's set free. Puck knocked loose, follow-on attempt from Garrett kept out. And Luca's going to get called for the trip. All right, this penalty comes at 7:25 in the first. Stanton on the draw. He's got Jace up there with him. Tyson Jack still back on defense. Jackson's it up to Stanton. Stanton trying to work it up the wall. Sharks bring it back down. Stanton able to send that one up the wall, and that will be icing. Finn and Blake out now. Owen and Brendan. 1:25 left on the PK. Owen wins that one back. Finn trying to knock it over, gets it to Blake. Blake gets tied up. Sharks send it back down. Shot goes over the net. Shot saved by Grayson. 1:07 left in the PK. Finn sends it over to Cooper. Back to Finn. Up to Brendan. Deegan and Garrett up front. Jackson Cooper back on defense. Center and pass knocked loose by Jax. Jax works it out to the neutral zone. Gets past the red line and dumps it. Garrett's going to pick it up on the other side. Sends it back down. Deegan seeing if he can keep it in. Sharks move it up to the neutral zone, picked up. Off of Cooper's skates. The clapper goes high. Cooper sends it up the wall. Sharks keep it in. And Luca's out on the ice now. And the Sharks are offsides. All right, 5:18 here in the second. 2-1 Oilers. Brady, Stanton, Jace up front. Finn and Caius back on defense. Finn sends it up to Brady. Caius with the good move there. Knocked that one up to Brady. Brady trying to slip up the wall. Stanton sends it to the neutral zone. Sharks put it back in the Oilers zone. Brady now. Loose, finds Jace. Oh! And the tic-tac-toe scores. Brady, Jace, back to Brady. Score comes at 4:34 to make it a 3-1 Oilers lead. Luca, Owen, and Brendan out front. Blake and Cooper back on defense. Cooper over to Blake. Blake up to Brendan. Brendan sends it up the wall. Somehow Luca comes away with it. Shot goes high, picked up by Owen. Owen's shot deflects off of a shark into the corner. Jace down to Luca. Luca finds Brendan. Brendan trying to sneak one in there, little wide left. Owen picking up the loose puck, centers it. Looking for Brendan, I guess. Owen back over to Brendan. Blake steps up. That puck gets knocked past Blake, but Cooper scoops it up in the neutral zone. Blake sends it up. Shark gets in the way. And Blake with a great recovery there to knock that one loose. And Owen up to Brady. Oh, Brady trying to make a move past the Shark defense. Loses it to the Shark player, and they're going to try to swim back the other direction. Caius with the keep up to Garrett. Sharks find the puck. And Jax gets the takeaway. Brady comes in, picks up that loose puck, drops it off to Garrett. Garrett, a hard shot, going for the armpit hole, whatever number that is. All right, Sharks trying to work it out. Garrett's able to knock that pass down. He finds Luca on the backside. Luca's shot deflected high into the far side, just as Blake and Finn come out. Blake trying to work it up the wall. Another Shark came in and took it away. Backdoor pass not picked up, and Finn trying to work it up the wall. It gets knocked back to Luca. Luca sends it around to Stanton. Stanton sends it out, and then Sharks put it back in, and they're offsides. Luke on the draw. Gets sent all the way over to Finn. Finn looking for Stanton. Pass gets deflected. They try to clear over to Blake's side. Blake sends it back up to Stanton. Stanton sends it back down. Back to Blake. Blake trying to slip past one. It gets knocked over to Finn. Finn's shot about knocked that stick out of the kid. Finn shot again. Hard shot. Knocked all the way over to Blake. Blake steps up and shoves it down to Luca. Over to Jace. Back down to Luca. Looking at Stanton climbing up the crease. And he scores at 1:02 to make it 4-1. Brady, Owen, and Brendan up front. Jackson Cooper back on defense. Cooper sends it up to Owen. Owen over to Brady, a beauty of a pass, and then Brendan with the shot, and the sharp goalie eats up the puck. Brady sends it over to Brendan, back to Jax. Jax sends it up to Brendan. Brendan down to Brady. Jax stepping up, keeping that one in. A little bit of a hold there. Brendan now dropping it back off for Owen. Owen finds Brady crawling up the slot. The Sharks get the puck though, and they turn it back on Cooper and Jax. And that puck slides all the way down to Grayson, who covers it up. 6 seconds left here in the first. Shot saved by Grayson. Luca working up the wall as the buzzer buzzes. All right, 4-0 at the end of one. 4-1 at the end of one. Edit that out, Sarah. All right, we got Luca, Deegan, and Garrett up front. Caius and Finn back on defense. Luca bringing it in. Sharks send it back to Caius. Caius chips it up to Garrett. Garrett chips it down to the goal line. Deegan passes to Garrett. Garrett looking for Luca. And the Sharks get the takeaway, but Finn holds down the progress on the other end, sends the puck back down, and Garrett with the hard work down there. And now we got a 2-on-1 going back the other way. The follow-on shot covered up by Grayson. And Grayson is deep in his own net. And Blake and Cooper out there now. Brady, Jason, Stanton. Shark shot gets deflected out. Grayson with another save. Brady sends it back to Cooper. Cooper turning it up to Jace. Jace to Brady. Brady getting a little tripped up there, launches his shot, and the Sharks goalie wrangles that one in. Brady drops it off for Chase. Finally, we're going to get a tripping call. Stanton sends it back over to the corner. And the whistle gets blown. 13-18 here in the second. We'll go in the power play. Brendan, Luca, and Owen up front. Finn and Cooper back on D. Sharks send it back to Finn. Finn using the open space to looking for Owen there on the back door. Sharks try to break that one out. Luca gets it back in. Man, there is somebody blowing a whistle, and it's driving me crazy. Brendan now with the puck, sends it back up to Luca. Luca makes a nice move. Owen able to pick that one up. Finn able to stop that clearing attempt. And Luca is able to bury it to make it 5-1 here at 12-13 in the second. Brady, Deegan, and Garrett. Deegan gets the puck, and he gets tangled up and goes down as he tries to launch that shot. Jax keeps it in, sends it down to behind the net. Sharks work it up to the neutral zone. Garrett picks that pocket, sends the puck over here as Deegan tries to get after it. All the way down to the Oilers zone where Caius will pick it up. Caius off the wall to Deegan. Deegan sends that one to the neutral zone. Caius up to Garrett. Garrett to Caius, looking back for Brady. Sharks re-enter the zone. Grayson pumps that one free. Sharks send it back down. Brady getting tripped up there at the boards. Garrett gets the takeaway, sends it over to Deegan, and Deegan ices it. Oh no, he put it to the goalie. Goes for a change, so we got Luca, Jace, and Stanton. Puck slips all the way back to Finn in the Oilers zone. He sends it up to Jace. Luca comes through, sends it back into the neutral zone. Sharks finally enter their zone. Shot deflected off of Finn. Blake backhands it over to Stanton. Stanton trying to chip it up the walls. Luca able to clear it to the neutral zone. That gets knocked back to Blake. Blake over to Finn. Finn up to Jace. Sharks get it back. Shot kept out of there by Grayson. Blake up to Jace. Jace over to Luca. Luca looking for Stanton. Stanton gets knocked off the puck, but Luca comes in, picks it up. He finds Jace. Jace has Luca streaking to the back door, and somehow through that traffic, Jace is able to find Luca's stick for the goal here at 9:34. Brady, Brendan, and Owen up front. Brady gets the takeaway, sends it over to Owen, and Owen shot right in the belly of the Shark goalie. Brady, Brendan, Owen still up front. Cooper and Jax back on defense. Brady on the draw. Brendan sends it back to Cooper. Cooper sneaking up the slot. Brady finds a wide open Brendan, and Brendan buries it at 8:55. Where was this offense this morning? Luca, Deegan, and Garrett up front. Caius and Finn back in defense. Over to Luca. Luca over to Garrett, and Garrett, the goalie, finds that puck. Luca on the draw. Sends it back to Caius. Caius chips it up to Garrett. Garrett over to Luca. Luca slides one in. 8:38. Eight to 1. Garrett gets that one. Sends it down to the goal line where Luca's going to try to get after it. Luca back to Finn. Finn shot. Glove save there. trying to hammer one in there. Stanton with a falling off the post. Follow on from Brady. Knocked down. Jace picking up the loose puck behind the net. Sends it over to Brady. Brady over to Finn. Finn going for a wraparound. Brady's back covering defense. Sharks shot knocked high into there by Grayson. Jace trying to work it up the boards. Sharks mishandled that one. Finn able to pick it up. Looking, had Stanton on the back door there. Back to Cooper. Cooper turning, sneaking up. Going behind the net. Finds Jace. Jace's shot a little wide. Brady getting pushed off the puck. Now the Sharks headed the other direction. And Stanton in the middle of the gets turned back. Sharks looking the other direction now. Pass broken up by Jace and Blake. Sent all the way up to Luca. Luca now with a nasty, nasty move there. Holy moly. That goal comes at 6:31 here in the second. 9-1 Oilers. Luca, Brendan, and Owen. Jackson, Caius. Brendan looking for Luca there. Owen sends it over to Luca. Back over to Brendan. Luca to Jax. Back to Luca. Sharks get a hold of it. Backdoor pass, and Grayson somehow slid over and was able to keep that one out. That was a good look for the Sharks. Caius being a real pesky defenseman over there, and Owen's able to send that one to the neutral zone. Sharks are going to dump it and go for a change. Caius to Jax. Jax tips it over to Luca, who tips it over to B. B looking for Owen. The puck bounced right over his blade. And then Owen looking for B coming up the slot, but it was a little too far out in front. And now the Sharks putting pressure back on Blake. And Brady comes through, gets the puck, sends it over to Finn. And the shot from the top of the slot, Grayson tracks down. Finn picks that one up, sends it up to Deegan. Sharks send it back over to Blake. Blake's going to pick it up in that far corner. Brady now sends it over to Finn. Finn, a lightning pass to Garrett. Garrett is going to dump that one down to a weird bounce out in front, and then Brady comes through and goes top shelf with that one at 4:13 to make it 10-1. Sharks get it into the Oilers zone. Shot knocked down by Cooper. Luca sends that one all the way down to the Shark zone. Stanton on the forecheck there. Cooper all the way up, and then the goalie makes a beauty of a glove save there. Brady, Brendan, and Owen up front. Finn and Caius back on defense. Brady on the draw. Back to Finn. Finn up to Brendan. Brendan trying to find Brady on the back door there. Finn hustles back, gets that one in the neutral zone. Finds Brendan. Brendan, a beauty of a pass to Brady. Oh, and Brady just out of Owen's reach on that pass. And then his pass back to Caius gets picked off by the Sharks. And a wraparound attempt cleared back to the Shark defenseman. And Owen trying to work that up. Back down to the Sharks. Brendan sends that one to mid-ice. Sharks trying to send it back down. Caius launches that one to the blue line. Deegan's out now. And Brady getting the takeaway, slipping into the Shark zone. Deegan getting back, knocking that one loose, helping Finn out. And Garrett now with the puck. Oh, looking for Luca there on the other side. Luca back down to Garrett. Garrett looking for Cooper up the slot. And that one slips back to the neutral zone. Blake finds Garrett on this side. Garrett finds Cooper in the middle of the ice. He's going to bring it in. And Cooper's shot. Great save there from the Shark goalie. 1:16 left here in the second. Luke on the draw. Deegan just sends that one down. Cooper picks it up. Cooper over to Blake. Blake up to, looking for Deegan. Deegan sends it up to Luca. Luca sends it over to Garrett. Let's go, Garrett. And again, the Shark goalie makes a great save there. Brady, Staten, and Jace up front. Cooper's shot misses. Blake stepping up, trying to keep that one in. Brady stepped back in Blake's place and picked up the puck. Cooper up to Brady. Brady getting tripped up there, and the Sharks are going to work that one back into the neutral zone. And they just go ahead and send that one down to Grayson. Blake picking that one up, sends it up for Stanton. And then Brady picking it up. He's got Jace coming up on his right. He finds Jace. And Jace buries one with 9.3 seconds left here in the second. And that'll be the end of the second period, 11-1. Start of the third period. Owen, Luca, and Brendan up front. Caius and Jax back on D. Luca comes out of there with the puck. Owen comes through, gets the takeaway, looking for Brendan. Sharks send that one back out to the neutral zone, picked up by Caius. Caius to Jax. Jax up to B. B looking for Luca on the other side. And Caius is going to send that one back behind the Shark goalie. Sharks send it up the wall, breaking out of the zone. Their pass misses its mark, and Caius picks up the loose puck back in the Oilers zone. Caius sends it over to Deegan. Deegan shot's a little deep. Brady sending it up to Garrett. Garrett through the legs to Brady. Brady finds Finn. Finn shot kicked out by the goalie, and whistle's blown. Referee lost sight of the puck, I'm guessing. Brady back to Finn. Finn going around the net. Finds Garrett. Garrett sends it over to Deegan. Sharks get a hold of that one. Send it up to Blake. Blake for Brady. Brady sends it over to Garrett, who shifts it over to Finn. Finn's shot misses left. And the Sharks putting pressure back on Grayson. Blake slows down the progress there. And the pass misses it. Smart Garrett working through, sends it over to Owen. Owen looking for Finn coming down the slot there. Jace on the other side, sends it over to Stanton. Stanton working to dump it down to Jace. Jace has Owen, and Owen makes a good move. And that poor goalie. Owen and his long arms. $11:50 here in this one in the third. Looks like we've got a running clock. Cooper and Jack's out on defense now. Forwards stay the same. Jack's scooting it up there. And the Sharks come out of the corner with the puck. Gets knocked back to Owen. Owen looking for Jace. Oh, the backhand from Jace looking for Stanton. Gets picked off, and the Sharks will enter the Oilers zone. The shot deflected out by Grayson. Owen with the puck now. He's got B wide open on the blue line. And B buries it. $10:20 and counting in this one. Luca, Brady, and Brendan out there. Finn and Caius. Sharks working up the far wall, send it down to the Oilers zone. Over to Luca on the blue line. Caius sending it up to Brendan. Brendan looking back for Luca. Back to Caius. Finn. Brendan at the blue line. Sharks get the takeaway at the blue line. Put pressure back on. He's going to dump and go for a change. Finn sends it all the way down to the Shark goalie, and he covers it up. 8:42 and counting. Owen, Garrett, and Deegan up front. Cooper and Blake back on defense. And that one makes its way all the way back to the Oilers zone where Cooper will pick it up. Up to Deegan. Deegan shot saved by Grayson. Owen picks up that loose puck. He's got Garrett on his left. He slips past one, and he takes the shot. Goalie makes the save. Cooper steps up, keeps that one in the zone. Sharks trying to settle the puck down. Cooper gets it in the neutral zone. And the goalie tracks that one down. $7:30 and counting. Caius and Jax out there now. Jace, Luca, and Stanton. Sharks working up. Grayson gets that one covered up. Luca, Stanton, and Jace up front. Jace chipping it up, looking for Stanton. Sharks send it back down. Jace gets it back, sends it over to Stanton. And then Luca, the pass from Stanton to Luca back to Stanton was deflected to the goalie. 6 minutes and counting. Stanton to Jax. Jax creeping up to the circle. His shot knocked down by the goalie. Backhand attempt blocked out. Kaya sends it around to Jace. Out to Jax. Jax trying to slip past one. Wraparound attempt by Jace, kept out, and it's blown dead. 5-10 and counting. Owen, Brady, and Brendan. Finn and Blake on defense. Owen's going to take the draw. He's got Brady to his left. He sends it back to Blake. Blake passes over to Finn. Finn sends it down to Brendan. Brendan over to Owen. Back to Brendan. Brendan looking for Brady. Brady looking at Owen on the back door, but the Sharks read that one and blocked the play. Out to Blake. Blake's shot off the pads of a Shark. And then Brendan trying to send that back to Finn. Sharks get a hold of it. And they enter the Oilers zone. And the pass out in front, covered up by Grayson. The shot covered up by Grayson. Owen up to Brady. Brady slipping past one, flips it over to Brendan. Brendan had Finn working his way up. Sharks get a hold of it. Enter the neutral zone. Brendan and Blake back on defense. Blake giving a nice little poke there. Gets it up to Owen, who feeds it up to Brendan. Brendan sends it to the neutral zone. And the Sharks are off sides there. 3:05 and counting. Luca, Garrett, and Deegan. Jackson, Cooper. That puck slips down to Jax. Up to Deegan. Deegan's pass picked off by the Sharks. And the Sharks get the shot off. Grayson makes the save there. Little minor extracurriculars going on down there. 220 and counting. Luca on the draw wins it himself. He's gonna slip past. Oh, no penalty on that one. I just can't believe that kid punched Luca in the face. Then he came and hit him after the fact and then slashed him, and not a single call out of those three. And just for the, we'll get a roughing there. And this is where you just want to fast forward the time before somebody gets hurt. Owen, Stanton, and Jace up front. Caius and Finn back on defense. Stanton sends it back to Caius. Over to Finn. Back to Caius. Caius' shot deflected back. He recovers, sends it over to Finn. Finn sneaking up to the circle. His shot deflected by the Sharks. Owen gets a hold of it. And back to Jace. Jace looking for Stanton on the back door. Out to Finn. And no goal. And that one bounces underneath the Sharks goalie to get it covered up. And that should be it. All right, Alaska, we've got one more tomorrow morning. We'll see y'all then. Everybody have a good night.